Hey guys! welcome.
Back.
You guys don't know the kind of the silly conversations we have before we click that record button.
Literally, we're just talking.
We're like, laugh, record. Hey guys! Just
we gotta
immediately.
lock in.
No. I'm locked in.
We're locked in. Clocked into the lock-in.
Clocked into the locked-in. Wait, no. Clocked into the lock-in.
Exactly.
I love that phrase.
Thank you.
I love that. I think
my
my
new...
No, I think...
Okay.
I think my next tattoo is going to be Diva Down.
Diva Down.
That's my new favorite, like... What I don't know what
Diva Down.
Diva Down.
That's so funny.
Like, I slept most of today because I haven't been feeling super good, and I was Diva Down.
Diva's down.
A diva was down.
That's so funny.
So funny.
It's like all the time. Who is this diva?
Why is she down?
Sure. Let's get it up. Anyways.
Hi guys.
Talking
oh my goodness.
about diva being down and up.
Merry Christmas season. It's
true.
Like literally 9 days away when this is dropping. Today's the 15th, so yeah, it'll be 9 days away. That's actually insane. Like, that's crazy. Like, can't wrap my head around it. Like, I haven't finished all my Christmas shopping. I'm not okay. That's nuts.
Yeah.
Like, squirrel in a tree, nuts.
I
don't tell you one thing. Diva down, because I don't have my Christmas shopping done.
Festive diva down. Christmas diva down.
How many more people do you have to shop for? Do you, like... Well, I guess that could be a question for later with today's topic.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Like 4
people?
Or 5?
I think I have 3.
Better than me.
But anyway,
no,
Mia,
funny.
I feel like I haven't seen you.
I know.
In a long time.
I know. I feel like you always say that, but it's always true.
No, like, it's definitely true this time.
Yeah.
I think it's been, like, longer than, like, 6 days.
Yeah, because I didn't see you this morning. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, so I need to know about your week. I need to know your high and your low tides.
My week and my life.
Yes, your tides. Tell me your tides.
Tell me your tides.
Ooh.
Dance the night away. Okay, my high tide. Start with the high tide.
Okay.
My high tide, I'm really excited. I've been doing latte art at work.
Have you gotten better? Because I remember when you started, like, you just started and you were talking about it.
Yes, and I was like, ooh. But no, it's actually so fun. And I've been doing that, and it's just, I feel really artistic and cute. And literally my favorite, I knew I made it because, like, they let me serve it, first of all. That's when I knew. I was like, okay.
Like, you're doing it on, like, the non-to-go orders now.
Exactly.
Ooh.
And I put it in front of the grocery. Oh, that's so cute.
Have you seen someone take a picture?
Yeah, so they're taking a picture, but my official, like, I'm giving myself, like, benchmarks. My official benchmark is when I'm like, okay, I'm literally a pro, like, no one can talk to me ever, I'm like, my ego is going to be up here, is if they post on social media.
No,
and, like, Sugar Baby reposts it.
That's such a goal.
Yeah.
I love that.
Exactly.
You're going to get there.
Hopefully.
You're going to get there. Because, okay, hear me out, though. You don't know if those people are saving those photos to, like, post in, like, a photo dump.
True. So
you know what I mean? Like, not everybody,
but
like...
I'm going to forget.
I wish that I was cool and mysterious enough to, like, not post, like, once every couple of months, and then I just post, like, 20 photos at a time. They're just, like, those random cute little photos.
No,
I wish... The moment I take a cute photo, I'm like, story.
Post.
Story.
You're welcome.
And then, like, I might add it into a dump later, but, like, most of my people have already seen it.
Deciding what's going in a story and a dump is... It's the trickiest.
Tough work.
I was gonna say it's a genuine, like,
That's
art.
Tough.
I give credit to influencers.
I'm saying,
like,
because if I have the day where I can actually take a somewhat decent photo, not even just of me, but of anything, I'm like, people need to see it right now.
Yeah.
I can't hold on to that. But I'm the same way. Like, if I buy someone a gift,
I need to
give it to you immediately.
It's like,
I can't hold on to it. It's like, you need it right now.
Yeah.
So
just, we want to spread the joy as quick as possible.
I'm telling you.
I love that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Is that your only head time?
Yeah, for right now. Oh, I was saying before, obviously, record I was like, I'm not going to share this. I'm going to tell you, but I am sharing it now. But my eye, guys, just as an update, because I want to keep people in the
black
know.
eye.
She's gone. And she healed up really well. It took longer than I thought. It was like 2 weeks.
It did take a long time.
But she is pretty much completely gone. I do have a little bit of a cut, obviously, from when it happened. But
I cannot believe you hit yourself that hard. Because it's been like 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
There's still like a little. Like it's very minimal. But like the fact that it's been like almost a month. That's nuts.
Isn't that insane? And I still have a cut, and I don't know if it's gonna scar or not. But
honestly, if it scars, that's kind of cool.
Is it?
Yeah, like everyone has like those cool eyebrow scars.
I know. If only it went like through it, like it could be like a the eyebrow slit. That'd be lit.
It'll still look good.
Slit would be lit. Yeah. Anyways,
that's
just a random other thing.
And my Rice Krispie treats.
Those are so good.
So good, guys.
Those
I made.
So good.
It's kind of like part of my high tide, but I had some friends over yesterday. We had like a little Christmas kind of time together. We watched a bunch of Christmas movies, and we made homemade Rice Krispie treats. Guys, I can't explain to you the lack of self-control I have when it comes to a homemade Rice Krispie treat. I had one, and it's so funny that I was talking to Hannah, and I literally wasn't even thinking. I was just like, I need all of this in my mouth. Like, I just want to eat this as quick as possible because I'm literally, I don't want this taste to not be in my mouth. So I haven't had a homemade Rice Krispie treat in a very long time. My mom used to make them when we were kids, like every now and then I remember I had that project when I was a kid to make a cell. And it, like we made my cell like out of Rice Krispie treats, and I was like so happy because it was like they're just so unbelievably good,
right?
And like they're so easy to make.
I know,
and it
it's
makes
really underrated treat
so much. And like it's definitely like if you're like kind of health conscious, it's definitely less calorie dense than like a cake or a brownie or a cookie.
And you know, like. Yeah, I guess you don't know the ingredients like the marshmallows and stuff, but like you're making it. It's not like you're putting anything crazy in there.
So we made those, and they take like 5 minutes to make. Like you're just melting the butter and the marshmallow, put some vanilla in there, mix in the cereal, and then let it cool, babe, and you're done. Like it's so easy.
And even when they're warm though, did you get a little? Yeah. I was gonna say get a little.
Yeah.
A little bite or two.
Like it was like all over my hands. I felt like a toddler like eating the Rice Krispie treat. No, it was so good. Like I mean, you saw the pan that we had. Half of it was gone. We made them last night.
That's so funny.
Granted, there was 4 of us, but like still.
Real.
Like, you can't just have, like, a little, like, I'm thinking about them now.
I'm just dreaming.
They're so good. So that's a part of my high tide, and I had to share them with Mia. My other high tide is that I went to the Avatar Orchestra concert on Saturday. Friday, I'm sorry. 2 days ago. Right, 2 days ago. So me and my cousins, one of them had already seen Avatar and was a fan, but the other one had never seen it, like, I don't know, like last year or something, and I introduced her to the show, and like we watched every episode together and everything, and so she's a fan now, and we saw like all these advertisements for this orchestra show, and I've been to one of like the candlelight orchestras before, and it was really, really nice, but I was seeing this and I was like, man, like if you are an Avatar The Last Airbender fan, you know how iconic the music is. Like the music is iconic. Not only in like just throughout the show, but like there are certain characters that have the same music that play every time they get on screen. So it's like iconic for them.
Right.
It's like their trademark.
Right.
Like I can hear this sound.
Can you imagine like I walk into a room and like a certain sound plays?
Like I hear this sound and I'm like, oh, Azula's here. Like Azula's coming on the screen. It's so cool.
Amazing.
And so I was like, man, like, and it's also, you know, Avatar: The Last Airbender is very, like, it's based, like, Asian culture. Yeah. And so the instruments and the sounds are just, they're different for American culture. And so it's very unique sounding to me. And so I was like, man, like, I'd love to go see that music. So we ended up, like, buying tickets. Now, there was a show in Clearwater, and we bought the tickets for the one in Daytona. And the reason was because we were able to get closer seats for cheaper than like the nosebleed seats in Clearwater.
Right.
And we were like, oh, we'll just like make a little road trip out of it. Like a part of the low tide is that we kind of got on the road a little bit later than anticipated, and like we got there like a little late. And if you know me, I hate being late, but we didn't miss too much. We were able to get in our seats and everything was fine. It turned out just perfect. But no, the show was amazing. Like, we all kind of like dressed inspired by different tribes, so like, or the different nations. So my one cousin dressed like, she almost kind of looked like Azula coded, like very Fire Nation. My other cousin dressed like in green and yellow for like the Earth Nation.
Cute.
And then, or the Earth Kingdom, and then I dressed kind of like Katara inspired, like the Water Tribe. So that was really, really fun. And like, it was cool like being around so many other like Avatar fans. Like, I always love like when you're like surrounded by like your people. It's kind of like our fandom episode when
we were talking about like the community of it, just being like, oh my gosh, everyone here loves what I love.
It was so fun. And then as we were like watching, like the orchestra was amazing, and I wasn't expecting, but they also had like live like singers, because some of the music does have lyrics. Like vocals, not lyrics, but like vocals in it, like almost like opera kind of in a way. And so they had these two men and these two women, and these women, like, it was like literal like opera in the back. It was crazy. And then one of the guys is like a true like a bass tenor who can sing like
that's incredible,
like the super low. And like listening to that come out of someone's mouth live is like crazy. And they were like off to the side, but I was like just in awe of them. And the way that the show goes was super cool, because they went in order. So if you haven't seen the show, there's 3 seasons, and it's separated by books. So there's book 1 water, book 2 earth, and book 3 fire, because Aang, who is the Avatar who was born in the Air Nation, the Air Nomads, he has to learn each of the elements to become a full Avatar.
Right.
And you have to go in order of the cycle. So he already knows air, so then he has to learn water. After he learns water and masters that element, he has to master earth, and then he has to master fire. So it goes in order of that. So it would start with like book 1, and it kind of would like go in order of the show. And what was cool is they had like a screen where they were playing the clips from the show,
like where they used
while the music was playing. So like, it was literally like you were getting a live watching of the show, or like clips and compilations of it. And then as a new character was introduced, like that character got their own little like compilation, you know what I mean? And it would be like the best clips of that character in the show. So it was so cool. So like, we went in like a quarter of the way through book 1, but we were able to finish book 1. Like, we saw the best parts of book 1, and then like all of book 2, and like when Toph got introduced, it was so cool, and Azula got introduced, and it was so cool. And then book 3 and like the final like Agni Kai and all these things, like if you know what I'm talking about, like if you know, you know. And like the iconic music that plays during that, it was so much fun. And then at the end, there was this secret that was played as like an what is it called? An encore. And the orchestra, the conductor, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
The
main guy.
The conductor, the woman. Yeah. She turned around and like started like conducting us to sing along to this iconic song from the show. And like it played like all of these like sweet favorite clips from the show. I'm like crying. It was so good. So it was definitely worth. The low tide of that is that I drove to Daytona in 4-hour like Orlando traffic. And it was the worst, while I was kind of being stressed that we were going to be late, and I was trying to just let that go, because I'm like, girly pop, there's nothing you can do about it now.
But it's still...
But like sitting in that traffic, and like we ended up taking like a lot of back ways, which was I would rather take back roads than like I-4 sitting in traffic.
I feel like just moving feels better than...
Yeah, but it was still just like a lot of turning, or like... You know, like sometimes on those back roads, the only issue is that if you, like, because there's only a 2-way road. So if you get stuck behind a slow person, you're kind of screwed.
That's the most frustrating
thing. That's the worst part.
Like, literally kill me now, yeah.
So, yeah, but other than that, like, we got there, everything was fine. Right. Good experience. Nice. So that was a big high tide. Sorry, it took so long for that. But
no, that's amazing.
Like, Avatar's, like, that's my heart. So that was a really cool moment.
That's so cool. That's such a cool experience. Where did you find that? Was it just like online that you just saw?
I follow so many Avatar accounts
that like they were posting
so they were posting about the concert, and then like I think my algorithm just knows, so when the event like was being advertised, it was just coming up like, in my feed, and I was like, okay. Because, you know, I'm sure Instagram sees it, who you follow, and they feed you out stuff that's similar.
All calculated, yeah.
Yeah. Because ever since I went to the first Candlelight Orchestra, I've gotten advertisements for more of their shows as well. Yeah. So, and it's not by the same company, but it's obviously an orchestra performance, so it's in the same realm, so I think it all just kind of connected.
Right. No, that makes sense, yeah. It's so funny. You're talking about traffic too. So there was an event at the church on
Friday. It was the same night. Yeah,
yes.
I couldn't go to the Methodist concert.
But I was running really late. I was like helping out. I was like volunteering, working it, whatever. And I was running pretty late, and I even like took a toll because I was like, this seems faster, like and I got stuck in traffic, and it was horrible. Like that's just that feeling of sitting in traffic. I was like, I literally hate my life so much. And it got to the point, I'm like the worst version of myself in traffic.
I'm telling you.
And I was literally like, once it finally freed up, like I was driving so reckless, it was really bad. And I cut this guy off right before getting to the church because he was going really slow and I had a turn. And he decided he also wanted to get in the turning lane as I was getting turning lane. And I just like sped up. I was like, okay, you can get behind me, like whatever. And he honked really loud, and it was this whole ordeal. And then he just follows me right into the church parking lot. I was like, ah! And I just went literally wherever he wasn't. I was like, you want to turn there? Okay, I'm going over there. And I like went to like the opposite corner. But that was really bad.
When, that was like, really you like bad. Cut someone off.
It was in a church.
Like a coworker or like.
And I was just like, it wasn't like just an easy like cut off. Like, oh my bad. It was like a whole like ordeal, honking, like laying on the horn. I was like, okay, let's calm down. Like I'm frustrated. I'm like speeding in, and then he just followed me. I was like, yeah, that was really bad. Anyways,
that's tough.
LOL. Learned my lesson. I honestly deserved that. I should not be driving so recklessly. I was like 8 minutes late. It wasn't even anything crazy, but again, I just trusted me.
I get you. I hate being late.
So love that for me. But my low tide. Honestly, before we started this episode, I was just thinking about the overview of my life, and it honestly all relates to the fact there's only 10 days till Christmas.
Yeah.
And I do have so many people to shop for. And I'm like, I feel like I'm missing out on something. Like, I feel like there's, like, all these traditions we're going to talk about. Like, I feel like I need to do more of them. And I feel like work's honestly getting in the way a little bit. Just because, like, during the day and stuff, especially on the weekends.
That's how you're going to be able to buy them presents.
That's what I'm saying. So it's, like, this, like, thing that I hate. And then, again, it's not, like, the worst thing in the world. Because I've talked about in the past. Because, like, my job is Christmassy. It's, like, a cafe Christmas, da-da-da. So it's, like, decorated, cute. But it's, like... I don't know. I feel like there's so much to do in so little time. Like, the time keeps ticking, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's kind of insane. But, I don't know. It's not like, again, the worst low tide, but I'm going to have to, like, lock in. Like, I'm literally trying to plan out my week, and I'm like, whenever I have a day off, like, I'm going to go to, it's hard, though. Are you, like, an online Christmas shopper, or do you go in person?
Everything I've bought so far, with the exception of the stuff that I bought for my brother, has been... online because it's just some of the stuff that I wanted to buy, like I couldn't buy in person because the brands are only online.
Right.
But I think with the exception of one of the people I have to buy for, I think the rest of it I'm going to try to do this weekend because I don't have plans this weekend as of right now, which is like the 21st. Like this coming weekend is like, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm going to have any other time outside of the weekend to do it. So I think I'm going to try to, bless you.
Thank you.
I think I'm going to try to go hit up the shops over the weekend and hope that I find something good because if I don't, I mean,
like, I've gotten some stuff online, but it's getting to the point where like some stuff isn't going to even come in time now.
I know.
And so
I might have to be Amazon Prime and some stuff. I don't know, man.
And then the good thing though is when you do shop in person, which I like, is like sometimes you'll see something that you wouldn't have thought they'd like, and you're like, oh, they'd like that, and you can kind of have more inspiration instead of like you're specifically searching for something. I don't know. So I'm gonna try to lock in and do that, but.
Yeah. No, I agree. Me and my friend who's just here, we were talking about that, how, like, I've done so many things for the Christmas season, which is good. And I definitely feel more into it this year than I did in years past. I think, like, kind of similar with you with, like, your job, where it's, like, your job is, like, very Christmassy right now, so it's kind of adding to it. But at the same time, like, you're working all the time, so you're not really doing the traditions with friends and family. But, like, when I was a teacher, like... my whole life was like nothing but Christmas for those 2 weeks before break. But then it's like, okay, break didn't start until like the 21st of December. And I'm like, now I only have like 4 days to do what I need to do for my friends and family. But I've been in nonstop Christmas mode for the kids, and like we're watching the movies, and we're doing the traditions, and we're making the crafts.
You get best of both worlds, but not really.
I feel like I need to take time to like sit.
To take a breath.
Take a breath. Like, it's a Martha Mary situation. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being a big Martha, and I need to be a Mary and just, like, chill. Right. Like, I need to take we have the Christmas lights up, and like we have. Thank you, Vlad did amazing. Like I've made the cookies, I've watched the movies. I just need to take more time to like soak it in. Right. You know what I mean?
Like really live in the moment.
Live in the moment.
I like
so. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Was that your only low tide?
Yeah.
Okay, because my other one is like totally unrelated and like dumb, but like sucks.
That's
so a couple days ago, I was really craving some like pasta. I was like,
as one does.
I love pasta, and I love J. Luigi's. Have you been there?
No.
Girlie, we need to set the date.
Really?
We need to go there. It's so good.
Is it around here? I'm guessing.
It's right on 4th Street.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
So good.
Okay.
Good Italian food, medium price, like not super pricey, but like not.
You're
like,
not going there every day.
No.
Yeah.
Especially not when you're Uber Eats in it.
Oh, girl.
Which we did. So
I a whole down payment on that meal.
Dang near. So I told Vlad, I was like, I really want some pasta. He's like, okay, like, what do you want? Like, I'll get you whatever you want. I was like, oh, what a man. And I was like, I really want J. Luigi. And they have their, like, Alfredo, and then you can get this crispy Milanese chicken on top. And it's so good. Because it's, like, thin. It's not, like, super...
That's, like, my type of chicken,
it's not super thick, plumpy chicken, which I'm just
plumpy
not...
Is an interesting.
You know what I'm talking about, though,
no,
you know what I mean?
That's like such a good word for it, but I hate
That's
it.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you, I'm weird. Like, same thing with my turkey. Like, I kind of prefer my chicken a little dry.
No, same.
I don't like it when it's super juice. I don't like it. Juice. I don't like that.
Yeah.
So, like, they have, like, it's like a thin chicken, and it's crispy.
Oh.
And it's good. And
divine.
it lays right on top. And I was like, that is what I want. So we got that. And Vlad, like, got, like, 3 of their appetizers. Their appetizers are so good. They have, like, these, like, fried rice ball things. It's so good. So we ordered it. And, like, it's a pretty decent portion. Like, I kind of got full kind of quickly. And so I was like, perf, leftovers, dinner tonight. Like, am I right? Or, like, lunch tomorrow, whatever.
Yeah.
So I've learned from my lessons with my dog that I don't leave anything on that coffee table because he has been a muncher lately. Like, he is, like, trying to get any food that he can. And I'm like, you're not being starved. I'm like, and nor are you going through a growth spurt.
I was about to say, he's growing
like,
a bit.
You're almost 4. You're done growing.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm like, I don't know what that's about. So we make sure to put all of the food up, like, middle of the countertop, like the tall counter. Never has he gone up there to, like, get any food. And, like, we had to go out to the store to get something or whatever. We come back, all of our food is gone.
No.
All of my pasta, all of that crispy Milanese chicken, all of Vlad's appetizers that we didn't eat, that we were saving for later.
It's actually broken.
Bro, I'm gonna tell the podcast this. Don't tell anybody else that we spent like $80 on that Uber Eats.
And for it to just be gone.
For it to just be literally, I only ate like a quarter of it because I got so full. You know, like when you're really craving something and then you have your couple of bites and I was like kind of full. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to like have this again tomorrow.
And it's like honestly good sometimes when that happens because you're like, oh wait, now I can like have it again.
Yes.
You know, it's like prolonging the meal.
Yes.
That's so mean of him.
Like those tins were cleared out. I was not okay. And Vlad was like, it's okay, like, I'll get you another one. I'm like, for that money? No, you're not.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
How did Milo handle all that?
He's fine.
He's like, I
ate good tonight. Thanks, guys.
That's crazy.
And he had already had his dinner that night, too. I'm like, that's gluttony.
You're a glutton.
That's glutton.
Oh my gosh.
I was so upset.
No, that's a really
low tide.
Yeah, that's tragic.
Like, especially I know it's the food that you're craving. Like, I'm glad
you're looking forward to it, yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm glad I got to have some of it, but I literally didn't eat that much of it. I was really, like, looking forward to having it.
You could have
like
had so much more. Yeah.
So, that's my low.
That's a low.
And it's low.
And it's low.
Is low.
Low.
And then, I haven't been feeling super great, but like a stomach bug, man. I don't know. I'm just not.
Hopefully, usually they pass quicker though. Like, yeah. It was
and then my cousin texted me and she was saying that like now she's not feeling good and she's been feeling nauseous and everything. And I'm like, I don't know what, because I was just with her. I was like, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know.
I'm concerned for myself right now.
Don't be. I'm not as bad as she is right now. I'm like, I don't know what you ate, but
she was like, oh.
Because like we ate the same things, and I'm not acting up as much as that. Like she thinks that she has food poisoning. Oh. Like I don't even think she has a bug. Honestly, I think she ate something bad and has food poisoning. I'm not at that. Like I'm not vomiting and like doing all of that jazz.
I was about to say, I just had a stomach bug rebuke.
I think I'm just like,
name.
I'm just kind of feeling I just feel icky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just kind of feel icky, but I feel like I can still breathe. Like, it's fine. I just feel like
they're just not like wanting to go dance the night away. I don't know why that song stuck in my head. The Dua Lipa one from Barbie.
Oh.
Dance the night away. That's all.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm just feeling like very lethargic. I guess maybe that's the word. You know, there's my vocabulary.
Okay, word. Okay, vocab. Okay, word of the day.
Yeah.
I have to have an ATC word of the day.
ATC word of the day is lethargic.
I was supposed to say you
or
was that.
I say it's gluttony.
Gluttony.
Gluttony is the ATC word of the day.
That's funny.
Anyway,
incorporate that in your sentences.
Not talking about me being ill, but let's talk about the reason for the season. Mary, did you know that your baby
That's such
boy
a good song
would someday walk on water?
That's so good.
I saw one people's like they were hating on it though. They were like, yeah, she did know. That's why the angel came to her.
No, literally, I've heard that too. Like, okay, well, just make it. It's fun. So
okay, well, she didn't know he was gonna walk on water.
Yeah, that specifically.
Like she knew that he was the savior of the world. Kind of a big point, but she didn't know about all the specific miracles he was gonna do.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
No, they're being haters. Haters for no reason. But yeah, you know, talking about, because I know we've talked about in the past couple episodes, the just kind of overview of some of the different plot points, I guess we would say, in the Christmas story as a whole.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about like the wise men and like the waiting, like almost it's kind of cool how many lessons you can get out of the overview of the Christmas story, you know, and how we have talked about it. But yeah, so like we're talking about like the wise men, and then we're talking about like not prioritizing, I guess, just the festivities over, you know, the reason. And now this episode we're going to kind of talk about what that reason is.
Yeah, just the full nativity story.
I feel like with anything, we just forget, you know? Mm-hmm. We become numb to it. I literally, so I just left Young Adults and we watched it's called The Holy Night on The Chosen made it. It's like an offshoot episode and it's really, really good. I don't even know where you would watch it, but it kind of obviously is just a demonstration of what the Christmas story may have looked like, you know. Obviously nothing's accurate, but sometimes you really just forget. Like you just, especially if you did grow up in the church or if you did grow up in a family that, you know, did talk about the Christmas story, or you didn't, like you just always hear about like, oh, baby Jesus, you know, you see nativities everywhere, you see the basics of it. But if you really like almost think of it as like if it was a news headline, and if you're like, virgin gets pregnant, says it's the Son of God, ? And then like, okay, that's one headline, and then next thing, poor lowly shepherds say they saw an angel about the same baby ? Crazy.
Pregnant woman travels for months in her later terms of pregnancy on the back of a donkey ?
Moving on. Yeah, like it's crazy if you think about it.
Gave birth in a barn?
That's what I'm saying. Gave birth in a barn. 3 like kings, magi, decided to visit this random baby.
At the same time that was making them travel.
King is so threatened by this baby, decides to kill all under 2-year-old boys in the
crazy.
Yeah, city. That's insane. Like there's so many things. There are so many years, so many prophecies that led up to that moment in that stable.
Yeah. I mean, I even think about like I love how the Bible like foreshadows like with Moses.
Everything connects.
And like the killing of all the baby boys there, and I'm like, it's all like foreshadowing prophetic of what is to come.
Like
it's
this was
nuts.
Like I just think it's all just such a representation of God's love. Because I saw one like I feel like I'm always just talking about the videos I see. But it was this one girl, she was saying like, I don't want to read the Bible, like it's so long for no reason, I don't know. She was like pretty much just being real. She was like, I was talking to a pastor and she was growing up, and the pastor like pulled up, he's like, he took like Genesis like 1 and stuff. He's like, this is like God making humans and stuff. And then he like took the whole rest of the Bible and it's like, and this is how much they messed up. And the fact, like, I am glad it's that big. You know, like, I'm glad that we didn't just mess up and like, oh, Genesis 2, we're done, you know?
Yeah.
Like the fact that the Bible is so big and the fact there are so many prophecies and so many ways that God redeemed people and showed that there was another way through him and eventually through Jesus. It just shows his mercy and his love. And that came through God promising, which also is huge, that he did fulfill that. Like, we can trust in his word. And if they could trust in his word, you know, 400 years later from when they're reading this, and it came to be exactly, like, even, like, the little things, like, I'm trying to think of the things they would talk about even when Jesus was, like, flogged and stuff. Like, they were talking about, like, that was all said in the past.
Yeah.
Like, down to that, like, how can we not trust in a God like that?
Yeah.
And then, again, just, it came down to Jesus was God on earth. Who the heck would do that? Like, he, in his majesty, in his glory, in his kingdom,
would
in heaven,
come down to that level.
Like,
literally the
think
lowest
about,
of the
like,
low.
that's what I'm saying. Like, think about how much being a human sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
And he got that, but, like, times a billion, because,
Yeah.
like, he lived such an insane, radical life that ended so, so tragically. But didn't end, by the way.
But it didn't.
I was about to
Spoiler alert!
JK. Like, he did that out of his love for us. And again, I think it's so cool. Mel talks about it a lot, but he did that all so purpose. Like, he could have come down. Like, his blood is always good enough. So, like, he also chose the way he came down so specifically.
Yeah.
And the way he lived his life so specifically. Yeah. Like, he didn't obviously have to be born in a manger with a stable or whatever. He could have, like, just popped up into earth, you know, shed his blood, and we would have been forgiven. But he did it so he could relate with us. He did it. He came down and used the people that no one else wanted to use to bring him into this world. He
humbled himself.
Yeah. And so that he can relate to us.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine
the
that.
love that takes to do is insane.
Like, just imagine that. And I can't even, like, begin to fathom how they felt at that time, you know? Because they didn't even fully understand it. But I'm sure they were thinking, they're like, who am I?
Like,
that I'm involved in this story. They didn't realize almost, like, I feel like they did, but they didn't, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe, like, the impacts at the time, but, like, how much it has impacted us now. Like, 2,000 years later, you know?
Like, I don't even know if I would be willing, like, I do know. I wouldn't even be willing to, like, humble myself to, like, switch places with a homeless person.
That's what I'm saying.
And, like...
And like, the difference isn't as crazy.
Right. Like, my
drastic.
life is wonderful, but I'm not sitting up in heaven like Lord Jesus.
Yeah, where there's no tears, no sorrow. Yeah. He
literally came down to the worst of the worst. The sacrifice that was, like, I don't think we take enough time to wrap our head around that. That's a really good point.
Right, and just, I don't know, like, just thinking about his life, like, again, if I was talking to a random person, they're like, oh, yeah, I was born in, like, a stable, to, like, just, like, almost if they're telling me about this life, like, the trauma you went through, you know? Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah.
Like, my mom, like, tried to go to all the different hotels, and they all told her that they were full, and she was riding for weeks or months at a time on the back of a donkey.
Gosh, are you okay?
Can you imagine, like, women who have had kids in your third trimester, huge and uncomfortable,
being told, like,
sitting on the back of a donkey for that long, traveling
for that long
because you're pregnant, and then you get told there's a census, you got to go back to wherever your husband's from,
and then like, you get there and then no one is letting you just have a room to stay in.
You don't even have a pillow to lay your head on.
Couldn't be me. Could not be me. I could not imagine. It'd be the worst person to be around if I was in that situation.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
What the heck?
Like, I can't. And then, like, having to go through the process of birth back then, which, like, if we can talk about, like, one of the biggest things that I feel like modern medicine has helped is pregnancy and women giving birth, and the amount of women that lost their lives, like, before we had the technology that we do and the medicine that we do. But, like, going through that raw...
Yeah.
In a manger.
Like, rock, hay,
and, like,
floor, ground.
Like, there
was no doctors. It was just Joseph, like...
The animals. Like, it's literally the worst experience.
Literally. And that's how, like, our Savior was brought into this world. And then, like, immediately was just laid into, like, a feeding trough. Like, a manger.
Feeding trough.
And he's like, yep, this is
Like, and the people that come to visit you are, like, shepherds, which were, like, the lowest class people.
Yeah, but,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, thanks.
Thanks, guys. They're probably like, yeah, I don't know. And then they're obviously, obedience is crazy, too. Like, seeing the angel just in a random field, like, go find this baby lying in a manger.
Who am I? Like, you want me to go?
Yeah. Lying in a manger. They're probably like, okay,
the
first
angel
of all, what the
is
heck?
like, did I stutter?
Yeah, and so then they go, and it's just such... Like,
and then being told... Then Joseph gets the dream, oh, also, now someone's going to try to kill your baby?
Literally.
So you got to go flee to Egypt.
Where's my break? Yeah.
Go run.
Can't catch a break, yeah.
Get away. Like, can you imagine Mary recovering?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't know what the time, like, line was of how soon Herod was trying to do all that. But, like, still, with your child being under 2 years old, dealing with that, and being like, oh, you just went through that whole journey to give birth. Now you need to get out and hide because they're trying to kill him. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If someone is telling me this, their lives, I'm like, okay, you have every excuse to, like, be a horrible person. You know, it's like almost like, oh my gosh, trauma alert, that's horrible. Yeah. But then Jesus, of course, is perfect throughout all of that. Has the same temptations, has the same issues that humans deal with, but he was perfect. Perfection. That's my savior. I genuinely, if any of our listeners get anything out of this episode, I want you to almost take a step back and view the Christmas story as almost the bad parts of it, because the bad parts of it are what make it good. Because if you think about the nativity and everything's so peaceful, like there's like this angel, like you almost romanticize it. You're like, oh, that's not that bad, you know? Like he looks so comfy in this little swaddle. There's like an angel on top of their little hut. Star on top. That's what I'm saying. Like no, they're probably blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah, surrounded by like animal crap, blood everywhere, like. Lowest of low. She's tired.
Mary just tired. Went through trauma, physical trauma.
But it's because of that illness, you know, that really just represents God's glory, God's goodness, God's love, God's mercy, and it highlights it that much more. Yeah. Like, he did it for, like, I love that one quote, too, where it's, I'm humble enough to know that Jesus died for everyone, but I'm also, you know, confident enough to know that he would have just done it for me. Yeah. He would have come down and done the exact same thing just for you. And, like, Mary and Joseph, like, had their whole lives uprooted, like, so that he could come down and do all of this for us. Yeah. Like, shout out to them, too, you know? No, for sure. For completing their part of the prophecy. Yeah. And, you know, but Jesus, man. What a guy. Jesus Cristo. Thank you. What a guy. Honestly, thank you, Jesus. Because that's just, when you take the time to really, I mean, you can say it about, you know, most of the stories, like, that we read in Scripture when you hear them so many times, and we tend to overly romanticize them, and we don't take the time to sit and think about what it would actually be like to be in that situation. You know, like, even with Easter, like, oh, the cross, such a beautiful symbol. And I'm like, can we, like... my necklace. I'm like, no, can, like, we take a second to think about, like, the gruesome brutality that event was. Like, the worst possible way for a human being to die, you know? Like, you get chills, like, thinking about it. And the same thing with, like... Yeah, I think the nativity story is super romanticized because we see that nativity scene. We're like, oh, the wise man. That's what I'm saying. They make it so cute. Like Mary looks wonderful holding her baby, and I'm like, oof. Like there was screaming that night. Like there was, oh my gosh, like looked like a battle scene. Like walking into that, like I can't imagine. Yeah. Like we can't deal if our AC turns off. No, I know. Like they were in the desert. No, literally, I can't handle... They didn't have any snacks or bottled water or, like... I can't handle if I miss a meal and they're, like, what are they surviving off of traveling that many miles on a donkey? I'm like, a baby pregnant. If I don't feel good. She was pregnant on the back of a donkey. Yeah. I get, and, like they had to get their water from, like, wells. They had to, like, stop. I'd be like, no. Like, if I'm sitting in a car for too long, I'm like, I'm kind of uncomfortable in my comfy seat with the AC blasting in my road trip snacks. I can stretch my legs, yeah. She was sitting on the back of a donkey, bro. There's no back seat to rest on. Dude. Like, that's so funny, but like insane. Soft. We are soft. We are so weak. We are weak compared to our ancestors. It's absolutely crazy. That's so funny. We need to thank
all of that. Because
all of them.
I'm just glad I was born in the generation I was. Because
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
And the manna is just saying that because that's the...
Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah, overview.
But no, I definitely think that, the call to action of this episode is to, like, read through the Christmas story and really, like, put yourself in those shoes. Mm-hmm. Like, take a second to really imagine, like, set the scene of what that would be like.
Yeah.
And what that situation was. Mm-hmm. And the reality of it. Because... Right. Not that, I don't mean to say, like, to unromanticize it, because it is a beautiful thing, but I don't think we fully grasp how much of a sacrifice that was.
Pray to, like, see the goodness in it, though. Like, see, to not just look at it and be like, oh, yeah, crap, that does sound kind of bad, but, like, yeah, it is bad, but because it shows this, because, and it almost, as long as it all points back to Jesus, because that, we can talk about the Christmas story all day, we can talk about Mary and Joseph all day, we can talk about the shepherds all day, the Magi all day, but it's all about Jesus. Yeah. Every single part of that led back to him and still does lead back to him when we talk about it and live it out.
Writings from hundreds of years prior were talking about that event is
like how special.
Absolutely crazy. Yeah. Like there's just no way that could have ever been done without God.
Right.
So, anyway. Have Merry Christmas.
Merry. I feel like I've not been saying that.
I haven't been saying it enough.
Merry Christmas. Someone will tell me that. I'm like, oh my gosh, Merry Christmas. Now I'm going to tell everyone.
Oh my gosh. Were you there that one Sunday when Pastor Tim literally brought that up?
Yes. I immediately wanted to look at you. I was behind you, but I was like...
Oh, that's right, because you came up to me after.
Yes, because I just slid into the back, so I was doing something else. But yeah, I remember I literally looked...
No, I was like, we talked about in our last episode about, the whole Happy Holidays versus Merry Christmas thing.
Right.
And then literally the following Sunday, our pastor was talking about people being too soft and going around saying Happy Holidays and going around and saying Merry Christmas. And I was like, yeah, Pastor Tim, Merry Christmas.
That's so funny.
But I definitely have not been saying it enough.
I know.
But I also don't feel like I've heard...
That's what I'm saying.
A lot of other people. Where is the Christmas spirit?
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I want to start saying it so it becomes natural. Like I'm just gonna end all my sentences in Merry Christmas.
If we were in the Elf movie, man, there would be no Christmas spirit. We
Santa's
need to.
sled would not fly.
Santa's sleigh.
Sleigh.
Sled is nuts.
Cut it out. Cut it out. Sled is not nuts. I didn't say like hoverboard. Santa's hoverboard. But Santa's sleigh would not fly.
Santa's sleigh would not fly. If Santa was like Tinkerbell, he would be struggling. She has to be believed in order to survive. You guys.
I love
Not
Tinkerbell.
After us.
She is so funny. Literally, she just survives off attention, and it's so real. She's like, you guys.
No one believes in me? No one's paying attention? I'm
dying.
Dead. Diva down.
Diva down. Diva down.
The ultimate diva.
I've not gotten enough, belief in me.
Like, you guys don't believe in me?
I'm saying.
Corpse.
So funny to me. Oh. Not enough people. You guys haven't given me enough attention. But, yeah.
It's like that. I'm gone. How do you feel now?
She's so funny.
So funny.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, the beef of the episode. I mean, honestly, the manna was the beef.
Yeah.
This is a side.
Honestly, this is just like a little,
It's a little fun. But we realized that, like, I wanted to talk about, like, how we celebrate Christmas and, like, the specific, like, traditions that we do.
I was gonna say, because pretty much this whole episode is, like, how we celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
Man, it was just like how we celebrate Christmas with the Christmas story, really reminiscing on that. And then how we celebrate Christmas, obviously, in
like
every
with
other
our
aspect.
families.
Yeah, because it's just such
Because I love hearing, like, other people's little specific traditions.
Yeah.
And how their family does things. Because I'm like, oh, I would never want to do that, but I love that you guys do that.
Exactly. That's so what I'm saying. Like, just hearing it is so, like, cutesy.
Yeah. Like, I want to be walked through what Christmas Eve to Christmas morning looks like for you.
Oh, I love.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like, walk me through it. Set the scene.
Okay. Setting the scene. So, Christmas Eve. Start from Christmas Eve morning. Honestly,
do you do anything Christmas Eve morning?
That's what I'm saying. All my Christmas Eve, like, during the day
it's just different. Looking forward to
That's what I'm saying. It's different
service.
Every time. And then, obviously, getting ready for Christmas Eve service.
So fun.
Classic. I love to get dressed up. Christmas Eve service is I love. It's like my runway. That sounds horrible, but I love dressing up for Christmas Eve service. And it's just always been tradition. When I was a kid, my parents would get me like a new dress every year.
Yeah.
Now I'm on my own, but you know, I'm not getting dressed. Actually, maybe I will. I probably won't. But like, you gotta get dressed up and do all the cute things. And then we go. And then always after Christmas Eve service, because it ends at 7. So you got like...
Yeah, you have time.
You got your night. Me and my family all meet up. We used to meet up at like my great aunt's house. And now my poor grandmother, she hosts 3 family events in 2 days.
Oh. Diva down.
Diva down on how she does it. But we go to her house for like Christmas Eve and we all just like hang out, celebrate, eat food. I don't remember what the food is, but we do that. And then you go home. And you get the anticipation. I'm so excited. Just like, yay, I love everything. Maybe getting new Christmas pajamas. Sometimes I do that. It's just like, oh, I love. And then Christmas. Love. Wake up. Immediate. Parents. Wake up. Wake up. Even now, I'm like, parents, wake up. And obviously recently, because like my sister and her family don't live in our house anymore, but they live so close. We meet up with them. We're opening gifts, and it's all so cutesy, funsy. And then we go straight back to my grandmother's house at 8 a.m. with my entire family, and we all like exchange gifts there.
So the gifts travel with you?
Yes, we have like a Santa sack. Oh. And then as a tradition for our family, we have Santa hats. Whoever's wearing the Santa hat gets to pass out their gifts, and like we do that with like our entire family. And there's like nowhere to sit. There's trash everywhere from all like the wrapping. It's absolutely chaotic. Literally, I think my grandpa goes on Facebook Live every year. If you look at it, like, it's insane.
I'm gonna be joining in that live.
Like, you try to get there as early as possible so you can get a seat because there's like nowhere to sit and you don't want to like open your presents standing. Like, it's like a whole thing.
Now, do you wake up and like the presents are under the tree still, and then you put them in the sack, or?
So that's the thing. So like at our house, those are like for us, like our family, but it's my extended family. So, like...
So there's separate gifts.
Yes. Those have just been in the sack. Like, we get them, wrap them, just put them in there, and then we just bring it. That's not like a... Not really
but they're under the tree.
They're not under the tree.
Oh.
Because that's just...
But you bring those to the event.
Yes.
You don't open them separately.
We don't open them. They do.
No, I'm talking like the gifts that like your mom gives you or that you give your mom.
Yeah, those are open separately that morning before we even go to my grandma's.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. We have to be at my grandma's at 8 a.m. So like we're waking up early. This isn't really morning day.
And those gifts are under the tree.
Yes.
Okay.
And then the random people, my actual family, we get those.
Strangers.
Yeah, we go to my grandmother's house and do all that. And then we have like breakfast, brunch, whatever, and then we go home, and then you get to like play with all your new little things and just like hang out. That's
I'm
like
tired after all that.
That's what I'm saying. I need to take a Christmas nap. Well, as a kid, I was like, no, we're wasting Christmas hours. You can't take a nap. But now I'm like, freaking nap time. I love.
Yeah.
And you like play with all your new things and like start to unwrap things, like open things, figure out things because like especially if it's like new technology, you just like to mess with it. It's so fun.
So setting up new technology is honestly so
fun. So you got to do all that, and then we go back to my grandmother's
again,
and she hosts dinner. Yeah, and
Grandma's working.
She does not sleep from the 24th to the 25th.
Is this your mom's mom?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she has like our whole family. She has like 5 kids. If you don't know my family, I feel like I've talked about it, but my family dynamic, like we all live like within 5 minutes of each other, and like crazy. She does not have that big of a house, but like obviously they all had like 2-3 kids, and now they're all like marrying. Our family's just growing, which is so cool. But like now they're marrying people, and now they're having. It's a lot of people.
Wow.
So
a heart for Christmas.
Yeah. Or like a carbonara Christmas too, because that's like all the true. Yeah. But anyways,
that's fun.
Yeah. I want to hear yours.
Okay, I'm so excited.
I'm excited.
So for me, Christmas Eve is like the same thing. Like I feel like I want to be like cleaning the house, getting it ready before like Christmas morning.
It's like a
last minute
day.
gift wrapping. So last minute gift wrapping for sure, and then like giving myself some time to get ready for Christmas Eve service. I have a dress. I haven't decided if it's like what I'm wearing yet, because you know it's like one of those things where like I tried it on right when I got it, like barefoot, no makeup,
it's like,
hair and I'm
that's
like,
a hit. Yeah,
I'm not getting the vision. I need to like see it with the shoes and the tights and the makeup
the whole
and everything.
Ordeal. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we'll try it then. But yeah, for Christmas Eve service, I always love Christmas Eve service. And then like normally, like I'm kind of going based off of like what we did as kids, but also like, I don't know, man, like I'm getting old now, so
Might change up a little
bit. Things are probably going to be changing, but like this is what it is to me even still now. Mm-hmm. So typically like after service, like you said, you have a decent amount of time. So like that's when we'd go around and like look at Christmas lights, and like drive around in the different neighborhoods and stuff and look at Christmas lights. And like listening to Christmas music. Are you guys
still all dressed up and stuff, or do you like go home and change? Okay.
Like sometimes we would just do it like directly, like on the way home.
Like just
kind of doing it then. But I think there was a year like where we went home and like changed and then went back out. But sometimes it's hard because like you're taking a gamble there because like if I go home, I might not want to leave again.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
You get all comfy
because I'm like I just left Christmas Eve service. I'm in the Christmas mood.
Yeah.
So like sometimes it's just like easier just to do it.
Just go straight from there.
Right there.
That makes sense.
So yeah, going around and looking at Christmas lights and then going home. And we typically open up like one gift. Like this was more so when I was a kid. Like Vlad and I won't do this now because we're kind of at the point now where if we are buying gifts for each other, like Vlad is the type of person where he gets you like one or two nice things, not like a ton of
like little things.
Yeah, and so that's kind of what I also did for him this year. Like he only has 2 gifts,
but they're bigger.
But gifts. They're like nice gifts, and so like he's not going to be able to open up anything this Christmas Eve. But as a kid, that's what like our parents would let us like open up one gift or something to hold us over, and then. You know, like as kids, that's when we would also like set out the milk and the cookies and everything like that. Or like, well, this year we'll probably, Vlad is actually working Christmas Eve, so I'll be with my family. And like sometimes we've done dinner. Sometimes some years, like either a home cooked or going out, and sometimes we don't. It's kind of back and forth. But I'll probably either before or after service go to the station and like. They'll probably be cooking a nice dinner and like go and spend some time with him and his crew. Yeah. So I'll probably do that, and then like maybe I'll go over to my mom's and like watch a Christmas movie because I don't want to be like by myself for a super long time Christmas Eve night. But Vlad gets off in the morning on Christmas. He gets off at 8 a.m., which is like it's a late start for me. I'm up at like 6.
Excuse you. Yeah.
But. So normally, like, Christmas morning, again, it's different now being married and not living at home.
Right.
But, like, you know, when I was a kid, we would wake up and we would have, like, I think I've mentioned this in another episode where we would have our mini trees and we would have a gift underneath those mini trees from Santa and we got to open those up without our parents there.
Right.
Like, that was, again, another little appetizer.
Just to hold you over.
But once we were able to get our parents up, we always had a very, like, specific system. And even now, like, now being married and, like, Vlad and I starting, like, our own kind of traditions. But when he gets home, like, we'll have our own private little gift exchange.
Right.
And then after that, like, we'll bag up the presents that we're giving to other people and go over to my mom's.
Cute.
But when I was a kid and I was at my mom's, like, my parents would wake up. We always open stockings first, open up the stockings and do all of that. And now, like, my mom has kind of started a tradition once we got a little bit older where she always puts scratch-offs in our stockings.
That's
so
funny.
Like, there's literally, like, a full half an hour of just...
Like, scratching?
Just literally... Yeah. Just for a half an hour. I won $5.
Yeah.
I won $10. And like 1 year we're like, we're gonna win big, baby. We're gonna win big.
That's cute.
So like she puts like 10 in like everyone's stockings. These are all like the $1 ones or whatever.
Yeah, so you're going ham, yeah.
Yeah, so like we always like that's become like a new fun tradition. But after when I was a kid, I mean, still now, but I remember very specifically as a kid, after we'd open the stockings is when we'd have breakfast. And we would always have, like, fresh squeezed orange juice. Aww. And, like, we would have, like, have you ever had Scrapple?
No.
It's kind of like, it's like sausage.
Okay.
It's like a specific type, it's like a block of sausage.
No.
I don't know, it's very specific.
Good?
Yeah, it's very good.
Oh,
yeah. It's sausage. And you just, like, it's like this huge block and, like, you cut pieces off and, like, it's almost like... You know, like that texture, or not the texture.
Is that a brand or a type of food? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know.
Is it like a, okay.
That's what growing up was like Scrapple. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
It was
kind of like, it's like sausage in like ground beef form. Like where it's kind of broken up like that. Like you break it up like that on the stovetop, but it's sausage.
Oh, understood. Okay.
You know what I mean? So like you can put it on your toast, you can mix it in your eggs, like or you can eat it by itself. Yes, it's like a scrambled sausage. Okay. It's really, really good though. But some people also, like, I think you could cut it into like slices and do it that way, but most of the time, like, because it comes in like this tube or this block, like and you just kind of right. So we would always have like bagels, like, and sometimes like we would get like the New York like bagels. Like we would go to like maybe St. Pete Bagel Company or something like that. Like we'd get fresh bagels. We'd have bagels, like scrambled eggs and scrapple or sausage, you know, like that's what we would eat in the morning with like fresh orange juice. Yeah. And like we still have like breakfast now, even when we go over to my mom's. And then like once we're all done eating breakfast, we're like, okay, it's present time, like full present time.
I was gonna say the fact that you guys even wait to eat breakfast first.
As a kid, man, I was forced to have a lot of patience. Dude, I just wanted to rip into everything.
I was gonna say that's patience.
But like honestly, our stockings were always like so good. Yeah. Like it did like
it satisfied you for a bit.
And it's kind of nice because maybe as a kid you don't fully grasp it, but it's nice to have
instead of like going through everything at once. Yeah.
To prolong it and like stretch it out a little bit.
No, for sure.
So yeah, it kind of like forced us to slow down. Hey. So I majority of the way that like we did it as kids, like that's how I kind of want to do it for my future kids.
I like that, yeah.
And again, it's kind of nice because like Vlad doesn't really have a lot of like strong traditions of Christmas with his family. Like they celebrate it, but it's not like the way that we do.
Right.
So he doesn't really have any like traditions to bring over, and I'm like, that's fine. We can just do all of mine. But yeah, I love the idea of like the stockings first and then taking time to have like family breakfast and like slow down a little bit, stretch it out. And then we'd get into presents, and my mom was always the person to like, you know, pass the gifts out and like one at a time. And my dad used to have like the camcorder and everything.
Oh, that's such like a movie. Like I love.
It is like just perfect. It was always perfect. And after we would do those, when I was growing up, our grandparents, not by blood, but like they were our grandparents, lived next door, and we would have like a little mini separate Christmas. Like we would go over there and have it with them. But now it's more so like we go over to my mom's and you know, we open up all of those gifts and hand them out to each other, and then like you have that time where you're like trying on your new clothes, setting up your new technology, taking a nap, like watching a movie
in between.
Right. So I'm like,
that's cute.
I'm so excited. Oh, Milo's so is Milo. Milo is excited. It's his first Christmas with us.
Yeah, the little glutton.
My little gluttony. Little gluttony baby.
Oh my gosh.
Like, what am I going to buy for Christmas? I guess treats.
He's
telling me he's freaking starving. That's probably what he's doing now, even though he literally already ate. He's like, Mom, I'm letting you know that I'm hungry. Don't know what he's barking about, but I apologize. So yeah, I'm so excited for the Christmas season, and I'm like, I want to say what I got Vlad, but I'm like, I'm not risking. I'm not risking him hearing it. I'm not risking it. So
also tell me after.
Yeah. I'll have to tell you after. But like, I got him some little, like his stocking stuffers. I still have more stocking stuffers I want to get him, just like little things.
Cutesy stuff.
But like his 2 gifts that I got him 2 gifts. Like, but like.
Nice.
They put me out, man. Like it was like a paycheck. It was
put me out.
It was put me out, and he was like, one of them I can't even have here because it's too big. Oh. And like if he saw it, like even if it was wrapped, he would know. I personally think he would know because it's kind of obvious.
I'm so excited to find out what
this is. It's like people trying to like wrap a bike. Like you obviously like okay, wonder what it is. Like, you obviously know it's a bike.
That's so funny.
It's not a bike, but you know what I mean. It's kind of,
Vlad listens. It's not
a bike. It's not a bike. So it's at my mom's house.
That's funny.
In, like, their storage unit, because I had to have it shipped there, because I was like, I can't risk it being shipped here unwrapped when he's home.
And then everyone would know. Very clever of you.
So I sent it to my
I said mom's. Everyone would know. The world would know.
The world would know. The world would know.
Oh, my gosh.
So, yeah, I sent them that, and then I have one of his other gifts hiding in the closet. So...
Do you look for your gifts? Like, would you want to know?
No.
So that's like a thing. Like, people are like trying to find.
No,
like,
I want it to be like the surprise.
I agree. Yeah.
Like, I want to give people their gifts early.
But like you.
Because I get so excited, but I don't want my gifts given to me early.
That's fair.
Like, and nor do I want to know what they are. Like, I want you to know what I got you.
But
don't tell me.
Yeah, it goes one way.
Yes.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So
Real.
I'm also excited because Tuesday and Wednesday of this week I'll be with my roommates and we're having our own little Christmas get together. And we typically do like Secret Santa.
Right.
And so I'm not gonna spoil who I have because I know they listen to this podcast, but I have someone. And I'm very excited about what I got them for Secret Santa.
That's the best. When you, like, have a good gift. Or, like,
I feel like I do.
Excited to give this to them.
I hope it's received as well as I think it will be.
That's funny.
But I feel like I did. Because we also had, like, a pretty strict price limit on that, too. Like, I think it was, like, $25.
Yeah. So
there's only so much you can do with $25.
Right.
But I think what I did with it, I technically kind of spent like $30, but it's fine. I know, I went over, I broke the rules. But I think within that, I think I did really well.
Yeah.
So, I'm very excited.
That's the best.
And like maybe like between these things, like it'll get me, I'll soak it in.
Yeah. That just reminded me. I love having a gift that's like, I'm so excited. I feel like I've had a gift this year. Like I'm getting gifts that I'm like, oh, I think they'll enjoy it. But like I want a gift like that. I'm like, oh, they're not going to expect this. Like I'm excited. They're going to love it.
With Vlad.
That's what
it's not on his list, and he has not talked about it. But I know he's going to appreciate it.
Screw sleep. I'm gonna stay up. I want to get someone something like that.
Like my mom was like, "Did you buy anything on Vlad's list?" I was like, "No, I'm his wife.
I know.
I went
better
outside
than that.
of the list. I know him better than he knows himself."
That's so funny.
Like I told him I was like, I don't think if you took 1,000,000 years to guess,
you would never.
I don't think you would guess it.
Because
like I've been really
so
good.
Fun.
Like I haven't dropped any hints. Like, I haven't said anything about that genre of gift that I got him. I haven't said anything. The people are gonna want to know. Yeah. Speaking of,
I was about to say
we should give our little announcement.
Yeah. Closure.
We are gonna take a break for at least like a week, like for the holidays, just because like. We'll be with family. We'll be doing different things. It's
and I know you guys will be with family too. We don't want you guys to feel stressed because you're not caught up, you know?
You guys, we don't need your family to be disappointed because you're prioritizing ATC.
Exactly. Like, we're just looking out for you. We don't want to make you choose because we know what you would choose,
obviously. We know you would choose us.
And obviously.
We're not even putting you in that position.
And we just don't want to make you do that. We don't want to make you, your family upset at you because you are...
choosing us over your family.
Which fair, but like, some people don't understand the way we
like
do.
We have too much power. Like we're too important to your holiday. Yeah. So we took the factor out for you.
Yeah, we're being the bad guys.
We're pulling ourselves out of game. We're benching us.
For you. It's almost like tough love right now. Because like you might not want this. It's gonna sound bad.
No, yeah.
But like in the moment you're gonna be like, okay, you're right. Like I would have chosen ATC, and like I can't.
In the long run, you're gonna thank
us. You're gonna appreciate us. You're gonna love us even more.
You know what? Your family's gonna love us.
Yeah, exactly. And distance makes the heart grow fonder. So when we're back, you're gonna be like even more obsessed.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Mic drop.
That's what I'm saying. But don't worry, you guys.
Yeah.
We'll be back soon enough.
Don't worry.
Kisses.
Little heads. XOXO. Yes. Enjoy your Christmas.
With your
Merry
family.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Listen. I want to know how you celebrate your holiday, and I want you to say Merry Christmas to 3 people this week.
Yeah.
That's it. It really should be like 7
I was about
once
to say,
a
you're
day.
Being generous with
to a stranger. Ooh.
To a
stranger. 3 Merry Christmases to a stranger.
Got him. Snap ASMR. Oh, okay. Okay, Hannah's nails.
The press-ons.
I'll say another
they look like
that she can talk about. Her nails are amazing. She's sticking with the
They remind me of icicles.
Beautiful. That's what I'm saying. They're so festive but unique. That's what I like.
Yes. They're not your typical red and green.
Yeah.
But they're icicles. They're my icicle nails.
And they're perfect shape, perfect size.
They're perfect.
Perfect in every way.
All right, you guys.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Go spend time with your family. Go watch the movie. Go bake the cookies.
As you should. And read the Christmas story.
Read the Christmas story.
Spend some time with Jesus.
Read the Christmas story.
Amen.
In the gospel.
Blessings.
And
peace to you all.
And to all a good night.
Aw, that's so lovely.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.